Good evening, good people. This is Miss O, and I'm at it again. Today, of course, is Tuesday. Let's see, February 18th, and I am calling or checking in with you. This has been an interesting day for me. I got up early. I had a eye appointment, so I had to go and get my eyes examined, my annual checkup. And of course, as you get older, your eyes sometimes, if you read a lot or just seeing, you have to check in and make sure everything is okay. All right. Everything is okay. So that's what I did earlier today. I was there checking, making sure that, my glasses are up to date and everything. But after that, I went over to the Senior Wellness Center. And when I got there, a dear friend gave me what we probably don't use a lot, a newspaper. Yes, gave me a newspaper. My eyes were still kind of, like it was cloudy from all the medication they put in my eyes, for the exam. But I was, who was I to turn down a newspaper? Now a newspaper, this one, the Post, Daily Post is $4. Can you imagine? $4? Let's see, how much is a cup of coffee at Starbucks? Cup of coffee at Starbucks, is that about $4 too? I don't know. I gotta think about it. I don't know. But I was so thrilled to get a Washington Post, I said, let me get this post and let me just check it out, of course. The topic of the day that dealt with the changes that are going on across the country. But I wanted to, I guess, relieve myself from some of the stressors of the day. So I went straight to the comics. Yes, I went to the comics. I said, Lord, I don't need any more stress for today, so I went directly to the comics. But to my surprise, there were some things that were funny, like Garfield and, let's see, but then there were some new characters that was new to me, because my mother had this thing. When my sister and I, we were growing up, every Sunday we would get the Sunday's paper, and she would read the comics to us. Oh my God, I used to love that. Get in the middle of the bed and she would read the comics, Deadwood, Blondie. And guess what? I don't see any of those people in this. I'm looking at the comic strips and I don't see any of my favorite characters in the comic strip, but I see a lot of new folks, a lot of new people, or new characters. The family circle, which is something right here, is still there. That's good to see. That is so good to see. And let me see what else that is familiar to me or reflective of my time of listening to my mother read comics on a Sunday afternoon. Oh dear, I don't see too many. How many more? Well, like I said, Garfield, of course, and Family Circle. And let me turn it around a little bit and see if I see anything else. That's right, newspaper. Let's see, do I see any other? No, they have something called the Classic Peanuts. You know what that was about, Classic Peanuts, Okay, and Rhythms with Oranges. Totally new to me. Totally new to me. I don't know what that one is about. Let's see what else they have. Mark Trowels. Oh, it seems like something like kids love to look at on their devices. Everybody got a device now. Everyone loves their devices. Oh, there is Blondie. Oh my God, there is Blondie. I'm telling you, there is Blondie. Oh my God, that was there back in my day. Now, Curtis, that's a new one for me. Curtis, seem like it's a comics of just African American boys. I wonder what this one is all about. I hope it's not about being a bully. You say, listen up, wimpy. Go away. We're not homeboys. Sure, we're starting right here, right now. Oh my God, the language or the lack of. I don't know who's saying what. But in the end, it's mostly saying, you're right. My mama's ears are big. I noticed it years ago. My mama's ears are big. I noticed it years ago. Oh, I'm trying to laugh over that one. I can't quite get the the joke in that, but I'm sure there is somewhere. I just don't know where it is. I just don't know where it is. So, Family Circle, Blondie, and Peanuts, or the classic Peanuts, 3 out of, I don't know how many comic strips there are back here, I was able to recognize, or, well, they usually say something like the classic ones, or the classic Peanuts. This is an interesting, good one. It's called Pickles. It's like an older character talking to a younger boy. Okay, and it's called Pickles. So, interesting. Oh, well, I guess that's it for me when it comes down to something that was going to be lighthearted to look at. I got the evening, well, it's not evening, it is the evening. I'm reading this evening paper. But I was just wondering how many of us still, look at the, or get the newspaper. Probably not that many people really grab a newspaper to read. I mean, I remember a time there was something that was called the Daily News, and this is the Washington, Post. I guess only one of the many, I guess you would call mainstream. I don't know. I don't think too much is mainstream at all, really. But I just thought it was interesting to come with you and kind of talk about the newspaper. Because everyone, sad to say, everyone is either on their tablet, they're on their phone. I mean, this little device here has taken over. It's just like, what is it? I mean, you can't even turn the pages, smell the paper, or even get ink on your fingers. I mean, how can that possibly be worth anything? You know what I'm talking about? Everybody, you got to have a newspaper. I mean, you must. I mean, you can look at the words and see how words are spelt. Oh, how dare we talk about spelling? But you can, and you can see pictures, and you can see subtitles, and you also see the writer of the particular article. I mean, it is just so intriguing. This is a really interesting piece of paper. Yeah, paper. I know. So get upset or get excited over paper, but you know what? I tell you one thing I did do when I was in the classroom not so long ago. I used to always bring in the sports. Even the girls enjoyed reading the sports section of the paper. I mean, I think back when my sons were growing up, and my oldest son brought it to my attention how I went on the basketball court and shot a couple of hoops. Which I did. I really like basketball, to tell you, a little bit more than football. Football is such a contact, and I mean, it's a sport that people are working together as a team. But when you're out there on playing, and there's defense, offense. in both of the sports, but I really enjoyed basketball quite a bit. Well, it was an indoor game. Well, kind of more indoor out there. It depends on the season of the year. Anyway, well, this was one section of the paper the kids love. Oh, I could get them to at least pull it up and look at it because not just so much the words, but my Lord, you could see pictures of their famous players, baseball, football. I mean, it was just something just to go in. And even if it was, a black and white, you know, picture, it still would intrigue them and would encourage them to, hey, what they're talking about. Or I would even ask them, make a prediction of what you think is happening in this picture. Like, don't even read the subtitle or anything like that, but just look at the picture and figure out what's going on. And create your own title for the picture and then write an article. You know what? That's what you have to do. Everyone wants to, fast and instant. I think that's what's going on really with all this crazy stuff going on now. I call it crazy stuff, quick and fast in a hurry. I'm going to quicken it. That's not real. Life is a process. And we're going to find out this easing, quick, get it right away. It does not work. I'm sorry. It's a process. Everything is a process. Even to cook an egg, you got to have the water get nice and hot and start to boil. Then you put the egg in, then it boils. It takes time. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, depending upon what kind of boiled egg you were trying to produce. Again, it's the process. And I just don't know what to think anymore. I mean, I'm just like, I just don't know. I love the newspaper, and I know I could think of so many things that could be used with the used newspaper, like covering your books. Oh, talk about books. Oh, my Lord. Kids don't grab no books. They're grabbing this. Their tablet, their, laptop, or their, some other device like this crazy stuff they're carrying around. What about a book? Oh my God. And then you do see a couple of kids who will gravitate to, a book, bringing something in, a picture book. And of course, the picture book has all these beautiful images, and then there are words right around the picture. I mean, I know I'm just going off. I just going off. And like I said, I was so excited about coming up and talking to you good people about a newspaper. Newspaper. Hey, is that a compound word? I believe it is. News and paper. But anyway, I just had to, I was excited to get a free copy of today's newspaper. Oh, here's another section of the news I think is really, 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 really important. Health and science. Oh my God. What do you mean health and science? Well, it's talking about, let's see, hospitality. Oh, but this is speaking about the end of life. How do we deal with that? That's an interesting topic. And then when you look on the cover of this, there's kind of like think of it like, I tell the kids, like it's a menu. It kind of tell you what's in there. It's a little, menu. So there's something about space, vision because I went to, have my eyes examined today. So that's very important. And it also speaks about well-being, exploring tips for managing time blindness. Again, dealing with my eyes. So I thought that was rather interesting and kind of timely for me too. Scientists find a change to the Earth's inner core, its shape. Wow. The inner core. I wonder what this is about. Evidently, scientists are trying to understand why the Earth's inner core is compared with the rest, how it's compared with the rest of the planet. Hmm. Why would we need to know that? Hmm. Well, I think we need to know that because isn't the Earth, the planet Earth, is where we live, and kind of like where we live. You want to know about your surroundings so you'll know how best to take care of it so that it is here for the next generation and the generation after that. I would think. Ah, that sounds like a nice read. Here's another one. Let's see. Talking about, again, basic health care. Speaking about taking care of yourself. Self-care is it's a buzzword. Some folks say, oh, I got to do my self-care today. Self-care, self-care, self-care. And someone asks me, what is self-care? Well, I think for me, it's being mindful of what you're doing. What are you doing today? Uh, well, what is it that you did this morning? You open your eyes. Did you stretch your limbs out, your hands, what did you do? And you just jumped out of the bed. No, I think the best way when you wake up in the morning, you should be like a flower and open petals and layers of your body so that you could just take in that beautiful, healthy air that the Creator, the universe has given us. We're in such a hurry. We want to be a micro planet. Oh, no. Enjoy life. We're in such a hurry. We're not even enjoying life because we're rushing here, there, and everywhere. And again, I'm talking about the newspaper because what happens, the thing about a newspaper, it kind of tells a story about how we're living each and every day. It's like a recorder of what we do, what we value. Oh, I don't want to read no paper. I could Google it. Well, yeah, you could Google it, but you're only being, what the feedback that you're getting from Google is kind of like your input, output, input, output. There we go. But it's something about looking at words. Oh my God, words. And trying to really understand what is being conveyed to you, what is really being written, said to you. And I think newspapers. Oh, I love newspapers. That was my something that I love coming up. Again, like I said, my mother as a single mom and with my sister, she would put us in the bed every Sunday. Sunday newspaper was a thrilling, exciting time for us because we would read. Mom came up from North Carolina and she was so determined her two girls were going to read. So from the Bible to the newspaper to the, I think it was, there was Reader's Digest. Mama used to get copies of old Reader's Digest and bring in, and my sister and I, we would look through those and read them and thought of places we're going to visit once we got older. So reading is so important. How can I go? I know I've been running my mouth all over the place, and I came in with the whole idea that my topic for this evening would be all about newspapers. Newspapers, the written word, an expression, something that could be given to so many people, ideas, thoughts, recorder of history. So important and impressive. Newspapers. I love newspapers. And, I think we're losing them. We're losing them to these little tablets. Oh, well, I don't know. Well, I can't say anything. I got one too. I'm even recording on my phone and I'm got one of these bad boys and a couple other things, but they're devices, tools. You still have on, no matter what, you're still using words. You're still using words. But I just want to talk about newspapers. I was so happy to get this newspaper today. I don't know if anybody out there ever given much thought to newspapers, we put them down for our pets, or we put them down to wrap up, to clean things. But in my day, we used to wrap up gifts in newspapers, yeah, and put a beautiful bow on it. Yes, we did. What else did we do? Like I said earlier, we would put covers on our textbooks. That's right. Kids used to have textbooks. They don't like a lot of that. They ain't into the book thing, No, they don't want the book thing. We don't want no books now. Isn't that sad? Isn't that so sad? I don't know. Maybe I'm just totally out of date. Maybe I am just out of date, out of touch, don't know what I need to know about the classroom now. But I just look at them and I don't know if I say I can't relate, but I just wonder. I mean, where are we going? I mean, with the lack of newspapers. There was such a thing as the Green Book. I didn't know when blacks or people such as myself, African American, Negroes, or colored, all those titles have been given. My ancestors have been given. How about just downright, I'm a human being? How about that? I think that works for it all, I have feelings. You cut me, I bleed. I have emotions. I have families. I have loved ones. I care about my neighbor. But anyway, I'm getting off topic again. But there was like the Green Book, and there were places when you were traveling south that someone who looked like me could not just go to a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Oh, no way. They made sure I didn't get a good eye to that. So it was good to travel back home safely by having a guide or a map traveling south. Sad part about it, that wasn't too long ago, really wasn't. It was a time when my uncle would always I would ride with my uncle going south every summer. And we've had some, we've got some more stories about that, but I don't think I need to speak about it right now. I'm getting off topic again. What about newspapers? Who else out there in the world of audio and visual aids and all this other stuff? Who else out there love newspapers like MissO? I love newspapers. Guess what? I can just tear this up and roll it up. Then I can take it loose, and I could laugh with the words. I could be informed with the new discoveries of science and technology. Yeah, you could do that with this hard device. But it's just something wonderful about turning the pages of a newspaper. Oh, well, that's it for me. I hope you have enjoyed this time with me and newspapers. I hope that you would please give me a thumb up, and please comment. I know people haven't forgotten all about newspapers. I know everyone haven't forgotten. Please subscribe to. I have a lot to say. Hopefully I'll stay on topic. I'm going to try my best to stay on topic. That's something I'm working towards. Again, learning MissO. That means no matter how long you've been on this earth, you're still learning. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. Again, thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Please give me a comment. And would you please hit that button so you could be notified the next time I come up with some more information about newspapers. Okay, good people. Love you all. Be blessed. Be safe. We have a lot to deal with in the coming years. So remember, thumbs up. No going back. Thumbs up. Stay focused. Good day, good people. Oh, correction. Good night. It's nighttime. Good night, good people. Take care.